Hi, this is Kary York with InsuranceResourcing.com, and today we are talking about interviewing. This is part one of a 10-part series on the 10 most asked interview questions that employers are asking today. And today we're starting with question number one, the most heard question, which is, tell me about yourself. The trouble with tell me about yourself is that a lot of people, when they hear that question, they start out talking about where they were born or where they went to school, and they start this long-winded dialogue that really doesn't address the problem. When the employer says, tell me about yourself, what they really want to know is, how can you solve my problem today? So a good way to approach the tell me about yourself question is to say, I'd love to, where would you like me to start? By asking the employer where you want to start, it allows you to be able to hone in on what's important to them. So let's take an example. Let's say that we have a salesperson who is applying for a producer role at an insurance company. And the employer says, tell me about yourself. And he says, go ahead and start at your last position. And so the applicant would say, well, when I first came on board with the XYZ insurance company, I didn't know anything about insurance. I was a true rookie. They paid me a salary and told me to start making phone calls. So I worked really, really hard. I made a lot of cold calls. I looked at all of the resources around me, all of the really good producers, and I tried to imitate them. By the end of my first year, I was able to put $100,000 on the books, and they made me Rookie of the Year in the agency. In my second year, I realized that I was kind of gifted and I was able to help other people, and so as I saw new people that were going through the same struggles I went through last year, then I went ahead and started helping them out, and now I'm actually in the position of a team sales leader. So that's a great example of how you can use your experiences and build on them to be able to answer the question, tell me about yourself. But what if you're not a salesperson? What if it's not that easy to quantify your experience? The same thing holds. You want to build on the experience to show that you were able to grow in the position. So let's say that you were back at the XYZ company and now you're an applicant and you're applying for an account manager role. And the employer says, tell me about yourself. And you say, great. And he says, start with your last position. And you go on and you say, well, when I came into the insurance industry, I didn't know anything about insurance. I was literally the receptionist. But it became very clear to me very quickly that if I was going to move up in this industry, I needed to get licensed. So I went ahead and I took the self-study class, and in no time at all, I was able to get my insurance license. My boss was really impressed with that, and they gave me a few different endorsements and certs to work on. And I did well with that, and then pretty soon they asked me if I wanted to have my own book. And they gave me a small book of commercial accounts, and I was able to learn the basics of account management there, and now they have put me into a middle market position where I have some of the clients that are the most prestigious for the agency. See, these are very simple ways to build on a question and show value at the same time. So that's how you want to answer the question, tell me about yourself. Just remember, the key thing to this question is, how did you make money, save money, or make things go more smoothly in the office? You want to be the solution to the employer's problem. Tune in next week as we talk about question number 2, which is, what are your greatest strengths? This is Kary York with Insurance Resourcing.